Hello everyone, Dee Dee here, and today we are in Rising World. We are going to be working on this house again. We are going to be adding in the stove and refrigerator. I have done a little bit of work, as you can see. I've added the raised flower beds and finished up the railings and did a little bit of decorating in here with the flower pots and a moose head and some flower pots in here. Now we are going to work on the stove and the refrigerator. Now for that we are going to need the grill, and we're going to need the white wood and the brown wood. We're going to need these. This stuff is for out on the porch. So we're going to put the stove over here. In fact, we're going to put it right here. And then, depending on what space is left, will determine what size counter I put right here. I think it's going to be a half, but I'm not sure. So number 3, which will give us this white wood, and we need to widen it and shrink it. We need to bring it up to here, and that is really close for height. That one's too tall. So now we need to make sure it's going to be wide enough. And it's looking like it's going to be, but we're going to find out. We are going to bring it back to here. We're going to put control on that so we can walk around and see if it's going to be wide enough. And it's going to be a little bit short. So we need to widen it just a little bit. We need to release control and replace it so that it's not going into the wall. Control. A little bit too wide now. Alright. Release control. Replace it. Control. And that looks good right there. Now, click to place it. Just going to use the arrow keys to move it across. And right there. Now we're going to release control. We are going to turn the board like this. And we are going to narrow it down just a hair, and that actually looks really good. So we are going to place it. It's a little bit off on the corner here, but an oven door wouldn't fit perfectly anyway. So now we are going to flip this board so it's laying flat, and we need to shrink it a little bit. Oops. Control. And we want to move it that way a little bit. Alright, we want to that looks good as far as length goes. So we are going you know what? It kind of goes over a little bit on this side. But not all that much. So now we're going to take this same board and we are going to flip it back up, and we are going to shrink it down. And it is going to go up here. And that actually looks really good. Now, this is where the brown one comes in. We are going to make it as small as possible that way, and as small as possible this way. Well, not quite as small as possible. About like that. And we are going to use this for our knobs. And we are going to place Control. We're going to place one there. We're going to move it over a little bit. And place one right there. Move it over a little bit more. This would be like the oven knob. Place that one right there. And then we'll place one right about there. Move it over a little bit more. And right about there. Now we'll release Control. We need to lengthen it about right there. And we're going to place this as an oven door handle. Right about there. And there we go. We have, and this is a workable stove too. That's the idea of using the grill. If I can find a sweet spot, right there. See with it right there. I can turn it on and off. Alright, I'm thinking that's probably about a half of a counter, and we'll make that as soon as we get done with the refrigerator. Oh, sweet. That one spot. It just does not want to cooperate with me. So we'll go number 3. You know what? I'm gonna go number 2. And I am going to raise this up. I'm getting it prepared, guys. There we go. Now number 3. And we're going to leave a little bit of space. Put that, okay, right there. And then we're going to place another one on top of it. There we go. And now we'll use the boards. We're going to get up on the counter for this once we don't have the board in our hand. Okay. We need to shrink that down in width. There we go. We need to shrink it in height as well. Oh, this is annoying. All right. We will get the height down right about there. Looks really good. So we're going to place this right there. You know what? We're going to put this under control, and we're going to move it straight across using the arrow keys. No, it's not supposed to go that way. Oh no, I changed it. I changed it and I wasn't supposed to. I'll shrink this back down. Now hopefully it will work perfectly. And there we go. Now, that actually looks really good. We're going to click that into place, release control, and we are going to turn it. And we're going to put this in control. Not quite. It's gotta go. Oh, I'm against that light. That's why. Okay, let's move it over just a hair. There we go. Now let's see how the front looks. If I can move. Fine, I'll go F2. I'll be able to move. There we go. No, I don't want it in that far. There we go. That looks good right there. I'm going to lock that in place, release control. Now, it is time to shrink this board down and lay it down. And now we're going to go jump up here on the counter. And if you guys are wondering why I head for that corner, it's because that's the only place I can seem to jump up. And we need to shrink it down in height. There we go. I'm going to put control on this. I'm going to page up again, and that actually looks pretty good. Let's see how it looks down here. That looks good. So release control. Now we are back to the brown, which we need to make narrower. Whoops. I want it longer that way, but shorter this way. There we go. And a little bit shorter. There we go. I'm going to stand it up. We're gonna turn it sideways. Alright, and then we're going to bring it up here and make it a little bit longer. No, I didn't say wider, I said longer. And a little bit longer still. Okay, we're going to place control. Pretty good there. A little long on that side though. I'm going to put a little bit shorter. Okay, a little bit longer. No, I didn't say wider, I said longer. And we're going to that actually looks pretty good. It's a little bit long on this side, but if I make it any shorter, whoops, if I would stop pushing the wrong keys, then it's almost too short. And if I pull it all the way over that way, then it's too short on this side. And now it's too long on this side. Move it over just a little bit. That looks pretty good, right about there. So we're going to lock that into place, release control, so we can move the board around again. And now we have to shrink it. And now we're going to do the refrigerator door handle. Okay, where did it go? It does not want to place. Okay, yeah, about that. Control. I'm going to bring that out just a little bit. Right there. And now we're going to move it up. Okay, it's not going to let me do it. So release control. And we need to shrink it anyway. Not quite that small. There we go. A little bit smaller though. A little bit smaller. There we go. Now I wish I could bring it up directly from here, but I'm gonna have to eyeball it because it wouldn't let me. So I'm gonna press control and see. Yeah, it's pretty even. and bring it out a little bit. There we go. I mean, after all, it's gotta be a handle. You gotta be able to grip it. Okay, it's off just a little. So there we go. We'll snap it in place, so we'll release control. And there we go. We have our stove right there and our refrigerator right there. And it is time to sleep. And then we'll go get, oops, wrong one. And then we're gonna go get a cupboard. And the kitchen will be finished. There we go. Looks like we need to stop and get a drink too. Yeah, I have the canteen. I could use it, but then I just gotta fill it anyways. And I gotta walk past the watering hole, so I might as well just use it. There we go. And grab a carrot. We'll mow down on that. And I did a whole bunch of wood cutting the other day. And so I have a bunch of wood I can make into lumber. I probably don't need that much, but I'm getting it anyway. Now we want tables, and we're gonna go with a half. And we're gonna put this in number 2. There we go. Hey, it's even facing in the right direction. Yeah, that looks about like the size of the space. So we're gonna go put this in. Really, really close. And there we go. That looks so much better. Okay, let's do HUD. Screenshot. And there we go. So guys, if you liked the video, leave me a like, comment, and subscribe. Till next time, this has been Dee Dee. Bye-bye for now.